Hey, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Good, good. You surviving your weeks?
I woke up at 5:30 for my 6 a.m.
Wow.
Society of Biblical Literature board meeting. It's
That's
not,
right. You said you're the only one on your time zone.
yeah, and it's 3 days. Yesterday, today, then the next one will be on Sunday.
Okay, good.
They
Wow.
they respect the Jewish members, but not everybody else.
Ah,
That's why we don't have it tomorrow. But on Sunday, we have it.
wow, there's always something. Isn't that it? What's the title of the organization?
Society of Biblical Literature is the organization for biblical studies.
Right. That's what I thought it was. Like, okay. Wow. Well, did you have any particular items you wanted to address? I did have a couple things I wanted to explore.
Oh, okay, let's explore that.
Okay. Well, one is I have noticed sometimes during our virtual meetings,
Hmm.
it seems like you're maybe multitasking and you're sort of looking away. Um, I'm wondering what's going on. I'm wondering what I'm seeing. I don't know fully what you're doing because obviously I can't see.
Yes, it's not multitasking. Sometimes if you don't, I don't know if you know, I have glaucoma issues
No, I didn't know.
that, oh, okay, I've had 3 surgeries that most of the time I look away. When I feel like my eye get a little bit strained, I'll move away. Sometimes like when we do verbatims, I do have this screen, this particular, I have a screen that is large enough that I have people's verbatim there. So I will have it on this screen
Okay.
because again, I've I've always, if you notice, I'll ask for enlargement.
Yes.
But I don't want to go that far. So what I do, I'm not going to make it more large, make it more large for others. It's not their problem, it's my particular problem. So this screen, if you look at, you will see that I look a lot on this screen particularly. I have to do that for my eyes reason. That's why you see for our meetings, I try to come home to do it because I have a screen that works for me. And even when we have long Zoom meetings, like the one this morning, which is always good, we have a folder with all documents. I have it on this screen, so it always helped me that way. I have the same thing for accommodation for my eyes in my office, but my office one doesn't have the largest screen, so I had to invest for
Yeah.
my so
I
you
am so glad you're sharing that. I'm so glad I asked you.
yeah.
How how would it feel to share that with the group? Because in the group dynamic, sometimes when someone's looking away, it may impact how others feel like whether they are or are not getting your attention.
Oh, okay.
How
No,
would it feel
it's so
to share that?
oh no, I don't have a problem sharing. It's something that, yeah, for the past now 10 years, This is what I do. And I've been investing. I don't want to do, they've asked me to do another surgery, which I will not do at all because it has never helped me. This is what they tell me. Oh, if you do this one, then you will not need to use those drops. They've changed all kinds of drops.
Mm,
Me, I do the surgery. Within 1 week, I go back to using it because my eye pressure goes up. So
oh,
I stopped doing that, and it has helped me a lot. I stopped doing that, and for at least for school, I have accommodation. So they bought those computers for me, those the screen. Yeah, I invest to do that. So I don't mind at all sharing about it,
okay, good.
especially if it helps them because they might think I'm not invested. I do. But
Yeah,
I'm not going to make larger than what is expected of others. I'm not going to disrupt how people see on the screen. So
mm,
and then this screen also have a screen protector for my eyes. So
that is so helpful. And I so appreciate your willingness to share. And we never know what it might invite, because we haven't talked much about this virtual dynamic and how it's impacting all of us.
mhm, mhm.
Thank you for your willingness to do that.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
willing to make them understand. It's like
yeah,
that's my reality for the last what, nearly 10 years. That's been my reality. And
I think
uh,
Joseph is signposting. I'll have to find out what his term is, but thank you. And the second thing was at the end of one of our groups, I don't remember which one it was. It may have been our first verbatim.
mhm.
Uh, how many pages was your verbatim? 16 pages, 18 pages. But you said, "Hey, I write a lot. It's a part of me. I write a lot." And then you said so compassionately, you said, "I'm so sorry. Please forgive me." So I was wondering if we could revisit that. What feels important to you about writing in such depth? What does it give you?
The thing is that this is how my process things. When I start raw writing, and that's how I've done research, I just write whatever comes to mind. I write this verbatim I cut down. After I finish, that's what I do for research too. Then I go through everything I've written now, make sense of it. But for me to get everything, my thoughts out, I just write.
Okay.
And then I revisit it and cut and mix and then reorganize it. But I write raw. And I write a lot. I don't have this is the problem for me has never been writing, it has always been cutting and staying to the word limit, because it helps me to just write. Then step one, just write, bring it all out. Step two, come now, okay, makes sense. At least I have the writing. Then I can. Some people have more, well, for me, some people will have more difficult time in meeting word count, especially for academic writing. I don't. I have a hard time reducing it because every thought about the topic that I know, I just write, and in the end I come and reduce it. But I realize also that and then another thing too is I like keeping documents. If you have noticed, I like keeping documents a lot because I revisit in future on, oh, I did this topic, then I can go and really get good information. So I collect what I write and file it for me. But that doesn't mean it's not that's what other people want to read that. So my apologies is not because I write. No, it is I make other people read more than what they want to read. That is the point at which I'm apologizing, not for doing that, because I'll always do that anyway. But I'm not going to force people to read more than what they need to read. Yeah. So that is the thing. So I have to maybe do like the raw writing, try to organize, and the third stage, cut for the group and not for me. So I can still have that, my 16 page, for example, for me and my filing.
And then cut it one more time for the group.
That's the problem.
How does that feel? Yeah.
The problem for me is time. This semester, I'm just doing just because again, as I told you, I have three actually new prep. One of it is easier because it's a class I teach a lot, so new prepping is not it. But I have two new preps that takes a lot of time. So it is just time constrained. But again, as I say, if it helps the others, I'll try my best. My best might not be still, there's no way I can see myself writing a 6-page verbatim.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm losing a lot. Yeah.
So what does that feel like? That's really what I'm
It
trying.
feels like, again, I think I'm selfish because, again, I write for documentation for me, for this is a field I'm going in. These experiences I'll revisit to help me. One day I will need it. So it feels to me, unless I do the third part, you say, okay, now cut it for this group. My thing is more stressful to do that because I need you
Take
know
more time.
you are an academic. Once you write long, you cut short, you feel like, okay, I need to rewrite. Right? It's harder to cut short because it's like you are losing some key facts that it's like rewriting.
Right.
So
Okay, so I want to pull you away from the task itself because I think I
mm,
understand you to say, hey, this is how I process. I put everything together. I'm thinking about something, put it all in there. Then I rewrite, and here we go. And I don't really have time to try to write that again, as we said, cut it. No, here we go. Let's go with what I have here. I'm I'm wondering if there's some other side, not the utilitarian part, but kind of what's going on in Alice. I wonder if it connects to the conversation where you shared about how you have to present yourself in your racialized body. And my words, not yours, because this is how I interpret it. They don't assume your brilliance. They don't assume your gifts because the first thing they see is your racialized body. They then you present, then you engage, and then they get to experience your brilliance, but they assume your incompetence because of your racialized body. And that's quite a bit to navigate. And I know you've been navigating for years. I'm familiar with navigating. I'm navigating it now in my process. So I'm wondering if you have any more insights about that. And if there's any way in which, yeah, that's what I'm curious. I'm curious.
hmm, it may be an internalized thing without that comes to the consciousness. Because when you have done something for a long time and it works in your writing process, it might have been triggered by that need to be this, I need to really get it well, which is true. When I do raw materials and work from it, my thought on that topic is broader. Um, but then it's morphed to something is this is my best way of going through the process of writing. Is that is that something that still, because of that internalized need to, you've got to show that you are competent, even though it's not, because some group doesn't, is not self-evident to some group. I don't know. Maybe it's internalized thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for me, it has just become a habit
Yeah.
that I will. That's why I keep notes a lot after visits, because not because somebody asked me to keep those notes, but it helps me in that relational dynamic with that person. So they are aware I come back and they'll not feel like, okay, she doesn't even remember what we really talked. I reread it before a second visit, a third visit, a fourth visit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but maybe it's an internalized thing because I mean the little thing I write, if I forget to a lot. I think it's age at this point. That's why my kids say, Mom, why are you always writing things? I say, if I don't write, I forget. And that's why you will see when I don't write the schedule of what we are going to do, I'll ask, what are we doing again? Because I just forget,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. Can we explore it a little further?
Yeah, please.
That is so helpful. So it's a habit and it's a habit that works well. So yeah, that makes complete sense. So one of the things I observe in your writing
Mhm.
is that you don't often talk about how you're feeling. Like there'll be lots of descriptions, but I can't read and go, this is how Alice feels here. This is how Alice feels here. So I'm curious about that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying though. Now in my weekly reflections, I'm trying to start doing that. I'm not good at that. Never been. Always been. I can talk about a lot of things, but don't ask me how I'm internally feeling. Is I just don't want to talk about it. You know, I don't know whether it's a form of trauma. I need to really find that. But even in conversations, we can talk a lot. I can talk about my experience in many dynamics.
Mhm.
But when you go into my my feelings and my heart, I just don't come out like that.
Mhm.
So
But you don't write a lot about that.
no,
Yeah.
no, because no. And I would say I've made a lot of stride. I think it's because I feel it's a more safe place. With CPE has brought a lot out of me, which wasn't there. Um, my colleagues see me as very happy and open and approachable. But those who are close to me know I'm there. I'm not approachable when it comes to my inner self.
Okay.
But CPE forces you to start going there. It will take me time, but I am trying. I'm really trying the best I can, but I know I'll get there. But I still need to, again, with trauma-informed care, and I'm really doing a lot of introspections of connecting with my life, because I was a parentified child, still a parentified child, others need superseded mine that I didn't have time to like. It's so hard for me to receive and to for people to give me stuff, and I accept, because I always felt the need to. When one will ask, "Oh, what do you need?" I say, "No, I don't need anything." Is it because I don't really need anything? Now I introspectively, I'm I'm going through a lot to figure out me beside this one who is the person to give, fix, all of that my entire life. That's how it's been from the time that I was even young. I was young, still being a parentified child because of the traumatic experience, chaotic experience with my mom and my dad, to the point where I didn't feel the need to say, okay, Alice, how are you feeling? Are you okay? I
Mhm.
didn't do that much than asking other people, are you okay? How are you feeling? So it's not been something you might look at me and say, oh, that should be natural. That should be something I should do spontaneously. No. When you've had a lot of unmet needs, that becomes a point of what for, why should I don't need to go there. It's also because I think there's this the developmental trauma, that point which comes because traumatic experiences happen because of unmet need. And so people express that in different ways. But mine is just buckling up. Um, but I think I'm trying though. I'm trying because this space, um, even self-care is like, okay, Alice, you matter. Take time for you, not just running to others and finding ways to take care of them, take care of you. Taking care of me also is becoming something I'm trying to do for myself, which is not something you know, and that also is leading me to cut back on. Uh, every year I do sponsor 15 kids in Cameroon, and I feel like it's a need. I need to make sure these kids have education so they can make choices for themselves tomorrow. It's always I need to feel, that at this point in my life, I'm like, okay, you've done that for more than 20 years. How do you start thinking about that's and one of the things to leading to I get worried about one day retirement where I didn't save because I sent all my money to Cameroon. So, I mean, all of that it might be going in circle, but it also pushes to that whole thing is how do you feel? What do you need? It's never been something that has been for me, where to go.
Mm,
So I have to intentionally go there. It doesn't come naturally.
wow.
But I'm trying though. I keep saying that because I know I'm trying.
You know that you're trying. It sounds like you know that it matters.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to know that it matters because of CPE. Again, as I say, CPE is the core of it is you just cannot be a caregiver if you don't take care of you.
Mm,
Then you just can't do it to be an effective, competent caregiver unless you understand you and take care of you. So that is pushing me to start saying, Alice, you do matter. What are your unmet needs? Start thinking about it. And then that will start letting me to say more how I feel.
oh,
Without
that's
that
wonderful.
work, I can't.
Yeah, you have a wonderful strat. That's awesome. Okay. And the Ericksonian stages may be insightful. I really encourage you to explore them from the prompt perspective that I invited everyone into, as opposed to mastery of the stages. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Right.
That's yeah.
Yeah, but and that's true because I'm not 1 to 3 years old, but the dynamic there still exhibits itself in me today.
Yeah.
Right. So it is not from this chronological linear. For me, if I look at all those stages, I fit somewhere. Right. But I'm not that age. Right.
Right, all of them.
Yeah.
Even the over 65 one. Right.
Somewhere. So
Right.
it's not linear or chronological at all. So
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work to start going there though. I think eventually I'm going to do therapy because the more I do introspection, the more I know I will need myself, not only telling people what you think, or working with people who are also doing therapy. I think at some point I will need to go there.
Hmm.
I've always used in my life, and it has worked. It might be super, for some people might not understand gospel music. Unless I'm having Zoom meeting like that, I have gospel music 24/7. I only pause it when I'm doing meetings. But it suits, it has been a suiting mechanism for me for years now. Because it's like when I don't feel okay, I just will just sit and pause, and it really has helped me. But I think it does at some point it is important. It does not. Maybe my Christian upbringing with this stigma on therapy, maybe subconsciously also delayed me saying, you're identifying this. Trauma-informed care is also helped me identify a lot of it. And seeing that both correlates. That's why you see, I told you I'm very big now on holistic well-being, holistic care. That says spiritual care, therapy, and all of that. They are coalesce into making you a better person. If you need one, do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's awesome. I
Mm.
You said that you always have that music playing, when you can, and that you said if I'm not feeling good,
Mhm.
I play it and it soothes me.
Mhm. Doesn't resolve the problem. Next day, I still need my music. I've always needed my music now for so long.
I'm wondering if it also distracts you from your feelings.
I think so. I think so. As I said, I didn't think I am, the parentification identity makes you think you also I saw my mom, she sacrificed herself for
Mm,
others.
hmm.
And I'm just like my mom. It's like my mom always say, you have to stop, you have to stop, you have to stop at this point because I took it from her. It's like I have to sacrifice myself, and I have sacrificed myself for others. So
Alice, you have some really great awareness. You have your self-awareness is steadily increasing. I love our favorite conversations, spiritual care and pastoral care. And I love what you bring and how you're supporting one another and giving them meaningful feedback, taking that risks and you're continuing to do that. So thank you. I think the dynamic you bring to the group is so helpful. And I know we're approaching the end of our time, and I don't know if you had something you wanted to address. I want to make sure we cover it if you did.
no, I'm grateful for this because I think it's helpful. It's helpful. Before then we ended at our meeting ended at 10, and then because I woke up it's too early, I went and lay down, and I was re-listening to one of the talk on developmental trauma, and it's also talking about those the stages of unmet needs and the kind of how it shows up. Again, this was the one I was looking for because only my daughter, she bites her finger a lot, she sucks her thumb a lot, and that was helpful to me because it's like one of those unmet needs
Mm-hmm.
because and then there's this,
Oral.
she never, right, exactly. um there's this attachment trauma for her, so she exhibits it now through the thumb, the sucking, the finger biting, and she started this thing too, the self-harm. She would just um scratch herself and then make it bleed. So all of that, I'm seeing a neurologist with her next week, but I wanted to understand it from the point of view of trauma. And I was revisiting some of the videos that we did, which helps me really understand that is that particular stage, that attached trauma, attachment trauma. Um, and the symptoms of it is what is happening with her, you know. And so
Wow.
so the thought is like, okay, Alice, what are your own unmet needs and how do they exhibit themselves? So it's
Oh,
a good
wow. Wait a minute.
area.
Whoa, whoa. That's quite a bit with your
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah, that is what she's going through right now. My 12 years, she just turned 12 years, the one you saw,
Yeah, yeah.
10, 12 years. Oh, yeah.
How are you carrying that emotionally? How does that feel to be
You,
navigating?
you know what? For some points, understanding it from a trauma perspective of unmet needs, that is one is symptom of attachment trauma. Um, I'm relieved that I know what is the problem,
What's happening?
but also I'm sad is I had my daughter since she was 1 year old, and that I would think you would think at 12 that will she got a stable one with a mother that helped her a lot, because one of the things when I got my daughter is she was shaking a lot. When you hold her like that, she shakes a lot because she never got that. So when I started doing, I thought it was something health wise. The doctor, this and psychology says because she was never helped. So she would shake, 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 and shake and shake. So I would think, okay, that stopped. So I would think that stopping means, whoa, you gave her that attachment. You helped her with
Right.
that piece of her, but that piece of her is not going away. So I feel grateful. I know the problem, but I feel sad though that Am I doing enough? What is it I'm not doing? If I only did, what is it I would have done to make sure that at this stage, she is not doing that,
Mm.
you know? But to also, the trauma is also showing that it takes a long time for children like that. And sometimes it takes a lifetime to be complete, to be healed of attachment trauma. And sometimes it doesn't, you have to live with it. You can control it, but it's still something in your nervous system that is still, you know. So
Right.
I felt relief and sad at the same time.
Look what you just did.
You know.
You named your feelings,
Mm.
relieved and sad. Yes, you had you think your way through them.
Mhm.
Name them. So I really want to affirm the work you're doing. It's working. And you keep saying, I keep trying. Well, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Huh. Thank you. Thank you for this time today. I appreciate you fitting it in the midst of everything you have. I don't want us to pile up a bunch of stuff to put on the end and Christmas. I'm sitting down with you on Christmas Day. So thank you so much. Thank you. Hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy your
A long IEP coming up at 2.
woo. So you have a moment for some self-care before.
Yes,
Good.
yes. The IEP, I don't understand why they need 8 people for one child. Have you had the experience with IEP?
Yes.
Why do they need 8 people for one child?
8 perspectives.
Oh my God. And everybody gives this long documentation. This is talking about it is long for
Yes.
one child. Anyway, but I have
Precious. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
you
Thank
so
you. All right. I look forward to seeing you next week with
much.
your
Okay.
make sure you look at the email because the mid-unit evaluation format has changed.
You mean the email that you sent about with the attachment?
Yes, it's changed. It's not
Oh,
the same as the one you did before. You'll be doing that for your final evaluation. So
so
I just bring to
this
your
one is
attention.
shorter?
Yes, ma'am. It's much shorter.
Oh, good. Okay, you'll
Yeah.
not get 16 page.
Please.
Perfect. Fine.
I got to have you end on a happy note.
Thank you.
Have a good
Yeah, I
weekend.
have to use it to write, not write to. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I
you're
appreciate
welcome.